Hello, everybody. Card Dreamer here, coming at you on behalf of Shmuptopia and the Shmupocalypse. Mwah! Love it. And first want to thank Dace for having me here again. And today's video is going to be a focus on easily accessible shmups. So the reason this came about is Dace and I have talked about it before, and I know Dace has talked about it with others. Is that shmups can be a very scary genre to get into. A lot of people think they look really cool, but usually you see highlights of how intense they could be, and it's like, oh, I'm not that good. That would just frustrate me, or I wouldn't be able to make any progress, what have you. And they can be very off-putting to people who are new to the genre who are want to get into it, but aren't that good or don't feel they're that good. So I want to show that doesn't have to be the case. So I'm picking 3 games. I'm not ranking them in any way really, but I want to showcase 3 games that I personally have enjoyed that are good for at least for entry level players who want to just dabble in it, try it, and some of the ones on this list are going to range who can encompass a broader range of player types from novice and casual to extreme expert. There's something for everybody with most of these. So yeah, just sit back and enjoy. We're going to go over these in no particular order. So the first game I'm doing today on this list is a Full Blast by Radalaika Games. Not sure how to pronounce them. They're pretty cool guys. I've had communication with them on Twitter. Generally, they're known for making $5 games that, or at least on the PS4 and Xbox One, are easy achievement games. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad games. And this is a really good example of something that I really enjoyed by them. So, as you can see, there's 2 players, different settings, so forth. There's even a leader, different missions. I mean, I haven't even completed the game, but they have 12 different levels. And what's really cool about this game is that it's an ocean-themed game insofar as how the enemies are designed. There's a very oceanic mech feel to it, and it's really cool. I mean, the art and colors are really nice, and sure, the story's simple, but this is definitely a beginner's shmup, and that's fine. This is something you can sit back, enjoy, relax, and just have a good time with without feeling like you're going to be taxed to your limits. And I think that's definitely worth noting for somebody who wants to play the genre but knows they're not the best at it, and that's definitely me. So when I jumped in on this, I was like, okay, this is cool. I like the view, I like the looks. I think they did a really good attention to detail, while also making it a little simple and fun, comic booky, cartoony. I think it's a really cool balance and it works really well for what they went for. And this is definitely a title that anybody can afford to pick up, play, and just have fun with. We'll just take a look at some gameplay so you guys can see that, like, as you can see, this is, sure, you're dodging bullets, you're doing everything a shmup should do, but you're not going to be overtaxed by it. Sure, as you can see, it's ramping up in difficulty, but that's okay. There are boss battles. And this is a cool little twist going around instead of just straightforward. And obviously I've been taking hits. Oh. So yeah, as you can see, you get a health bar. So there's definitely room for errors to be made if you're really not paying attention and you really are just trying to have fun and unwind. Nothing wrong with that. I actually appreciate it and like it because I don't always want to think. I enjoy the genre. I'm not good at it. You've seen me take about half a dozen hits at least. There was another one right there. So that is full blast, and I hope you guys all are willing to put out the $5 to give this a try and really just enjoy it for what it is. So Skyforce is another title on this list, and this one is good for both beginners all the way up to expert. I mean, there is a mode for all of you. And it's really I like it. It's a little more real world based. Sure, there's some high tech things, sci-fi elements that aren't realistic as far as lasers and so forth, but it seems more plausible than obviously Full Blast, which was a complete aquatic mech theme. Um, there's all sorts of cool things you can do, which you can keep track of your stats, units destroyed, max chain kills, bullets fired up. I mean, all these things, and it's really neat to see that. There's different cards you can collect throughout the game. Each one gives you a permanent perk. You can flip them over, see, increase chance of finding cards, support drone, another support drone, lucky shield, which means randomly a shield will activate at times, initial fire rates +1, another +1, star doubler. I mean, all sorts of cool little things that help make the game easier over time. The achievements range from really super easy to you're gonna earn some of them. There are, as you can see, 9 levels, and there are 4 difficulties. That's what makes it accessible to everybody. Now, obviously, if you're a completionist, you might want to avoid this unless you like the expert shmup, just because you're just not going to complete the game. But if you're looking for something that's fun and accessible to a beginner level, a novice level, intermediate, expert, I mean, if you want to dabble in the different fields, this is great shmup to try that on. There's weekly tournaments that this thing's hold. There's a hangar in which you can go in and upgrade your different weapons. As you can see, I've maxed everything out. But yeah, so I will go into, and I'm going to try one just on the harder set, or I'll try one. This is the last stage, obviously it's the hardest, but I'm doing this on normal. But I want to show you here. So as you can see, there's 4 difficulties: there's normal, hard, insane, and nightmare. Now, for the medals, the goals don't change per the difficulty, but attaining them is going to become definitely more and more difficult. This game does not hold back. It does not pull punches. Yeah, so we're going to jump in, and you're going to see, like, obviously I'm doing the last level. It's going to be harder, but it is such a good looking game. It's a fun game. I'll just get a couple things just so you can see a little bit of what they do. No big deal. And I mean, look at the water below. Look at...
Nice.
Just look at the attention to detail. It's such a fun game. The story, sure, is a little casual. I mean... You rescue people, you have the goals of rescuing people. The stars are what allows you to purchase your upgrades, as well as the lasers and other weapons throughout the at the beginning of each stage.
Great.
So if you're not careful, there are things that are going to take your purse. So as you can see, yeah, this isn't so bad even for the last... I mean, granted, still kind of in the beginning of it. And there's some fun achievements also, if you're going for them on the Xbox One or PlayStation 4 that kind of make it fun, like ram so many enemies with your energy shield, all these type of things that... Now I just lost one of my drones, which is almost kind of like a free hit to begin with. So yeah, as you can see, there's things to dodge. There's a lot to dodge, and depending on your goal. And what's cool is that they let you split your goals up. You don't have to go through the entire level trying to earn all 4 medals at the same time.
Shield generators online.
You don't have to try to go getting a perfect hit. Or not a perfect hit. You don't have to go the whole level trying to go with getting... Or not without getting hit, rescue every single person, hit every single enemy. It's just, you know, it's just not gonna happen. Well, not that it can't happen, but I mean, dang, you gotta be good. See, like... The fact that I've gone this far without taking a real hit is impressive. I love the waterfall. I mean, there's so many cool things about this game. So I definitely want to encourage... I want to definitely show off what it can be like on harder difficulties. Enemies take much more damage. Require taking much more damage. You can easily be hurt and killed off without... See, I just took a hit. But see how I'm like ramming him? It's so cool. And I know I'm doing extra focus, but it's definitely a game worth checking out. Definitely, you the game ranges I think in about the $10 range, but it has its sales, and it's definitely worth it.
Go night.
Critical condition. Game over.
Okay, so Stardust Galaxy Warriors should be no surprise that this is on the list. This is the last one, and obviously this is one I have featured before, especially well for this channel no less, for Shmuptopia. It is a fantastic shmup with several unique elements to it that I absolutely loved. This is a game that Kiathani and Ash and I have played on a couple of occasions just for fun, and it doesn't get tired. So as you can, the right off the bat that tells you this is can be a co-op game up to 4 players, local co-op. It's the only thing I'm sad that's missing um is I'm just gonna pick a random of my save files. I have so many. The only thing that's missing is an online multiplayer. I think would have been great, but who cares? Like it, I just love the look of the different characters you have. Each one with special strengths and weaknesses, and there's always there's a bunch of different weapons you can choose from, as you can see. And you get a secondary one that's really cool. I mean, yeah, from torpedo. I mean, so many different. I always did the homing missile. I'm just picking stuff at random because I like playing with all. Every weapon and secondary weapon has a strength and has a pros and cons to it. So I've enjoyed playing with all of them. And it's just, the story's silly, but what's also cool is the melee. The fact that there is melee in the special, like this weird, I don't know what to call it, but it's cool that I like that there's a secondary special attack. So yeah, guys, like, and the levels do get harder as they go, but I never feel like anything's unfair. In between every stage, you use the points that you accumulate to buy upgrades, which include more powerful weapons, better armor, better shields, like the whole 9 yards. You can also upgrade the magnetic aspect, like how easy it is to pull in. Like, see, as you can see, there are upgrades here. How easy it is to pull in weapons, and the bonuses around you. Not paying attention because we talked, but it doesn't. Like, I just had fun doing that, and I've yet to even beat this game. And it doesn't even matter to me because I've had fun playing it so many times. So I don't even just mean that, yeah, between stages you can pick little upgrades as well, but in between levels you have a store that you can go to. Well, that comes to you, I should say, and oh, see it. I mean, there's a time to use use different weapons, but it is so cool. I think the game is visually very attractive. I mean, it's not like, you know, oh my gosh, this is 4K, you know, type of level, but who cares? You don't need that in a shmup. And not that it doesn't hurt, like, Danmaku is definitely one that would be, oh my gosh, gorgeous in 4K. But, yeah, so I am just absolutely, and this is just me messing around, that's why I'm dying, but I mean, the game is gorgeous, and there are so many settings, which we can go take a look at. You have well, not only do you have different modes to try, but like when you go, you can change. There's so many different difficulties. I mean, look at all the different difficulties. Each one giving a certain thing, like Melee Mayhem, Hurt Me Plenty. I mean, just so many different options that are just presets. And as you can see, push Y, you can make your own presets. And there's I mean, this is a lot of different variety to really customize this to how you want to play. If you want to do super casual to today's god mode, so to speak. I mean, like this game just has all the options for you, and this is why I always recommend this to anybody who wants to get into a shmup. This might be on a personal level the best one to get into if you're looking for a huge variety of options to get into and customized really to your play style. I definitely recommend checking this out. And there you have it. The three shmups that I've chosen to showcase for people who are looking to get into the genre but might be a little put off by difficulties. And also maybe something that for veteran or intermediate level players who haven't considered these particular ones. So I'm really thankful again to be here. I definitely would recommend picking up any three of these. Um, they're actually fairly decently priced, if not cheap. Like I said, Full Blast is $5, and the other two have been on sale repeatedly. So, and I think Skyforce Anniversary in general, I think is about a $10 game. Stardust Galaxy is another one. I might be like 15 bucks, 10, 15 bucks. They're easily accessible price wise as well as gameplay. I think these are great fun. They all lend themselves to some kind of co-op, so you can always play with a friend as well, and we can just spread the word of how wonderful shmups can be for any player and keep the genre alive. Or just bring about the schmapocalypse early and just destroy. But either way, I'm Card Dreamer of D Class. This has been Shmuptopia and Schmapocalypse Month, and I'm so thankful to be here. Thank you, Dace, and until next time, you all stay evil.